Alright, so what's up guys? So we are out here on another run. Out here running for y'all in this craziness. Right, this super hot, astronomically hot weather right out here in Miami. And you know, it's okay, right? It's alright because we're out here. You know, we're doing our thing, we're running, we're used to it. And you know, we have to communicate positive things to the world, right? Communicate mindfully when we're out here. We can't be in this negative mindset, all mad and down and stressed out. So, you know, without further ado, we're gonna talk today about communicating mindfully, right? And having 4 ways that you can do so, right? 4 ways for you to communicate mindfully. We're gonna be able to express your thoughts, express your opinions, right? Whether it may be positive or negative, but in the right way, right? In an open, honest, you know, warming fashion, right? Not so harsh and critical, you know, although at times that may be required of you, but you gotta understand that, you gotta see, you know, the right way to go about saying things. So without further ado, we will go with 4 ways to communicate mindfully. And the first way is to focus on the listener. Man, that is so important, right? Because far too often when we are communicating, we tend to, you know, overstress ourselves in thinking about what to say next, right? It's all about me. What do I say? How do I look? How do I feel? And you know, for you, that can be a very huge detriment, right, in your communication, because you know, you want to be able to make the other person feel heard, right? Get inspired by what you're saying, right? And have them, you know, feel that they're making an impact on you. Because without that, I don't know about you, but you know, it's annoying. It's horrible, right? When you're speaking to someone and they're not listening to you, right? They're ignoring you. They're pushing you aside because they have more important things, you know, to do than talk to you, which is fine. But you know, if you want to have an active, effective conversation with them and communicate effectively, you have to understand how to do that, right? How to listen to them and make them feel heard, right? And understand that. So, you know, for that, it requires active listening, right? Opening your ears and understanding that, right? Listening to what they're saying, right? What are their intonations like? How are they saying? Are they smiling? Are they frowning? Right? Are they laughing or not? And from that, you have to understand, you know, how they're delivering their message, right? And that comes through listening, right? You have to listen to them, because without that, your communication, you know, will lag. It'll go off to the side, right? It'll go off into a lot of fakeness, right? A lot of manufactured statements and expressions, because it's not reacting to the other person, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to bounce ideas and thoughts off of each other, but if you're not listening, then you can't do that. So, you know, without further ado, you know, that brings us into point number 2, and that is to be polite, right? You don't have to be super cheesy and then say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, right? And say please, thank you, all that. Of course you can do that, but do it when appropriate, right? If you feel it being necessary, right, and you feel like showing someone a superior some extra respect, right, in a sense, as you gotta run across fast to not die, but right, don't do it excessively, right? Do it if you feel necessary, but if you really want to make that boss feel special, right? Acknowledge them, acknowledge their title, their degrees, right? They have a doctor degree. Why not call them doctor? Because they earned it. Give them, you know, that respect, right? And that comes with politeness, because you simply shouldn't talk to them right? Like you talk to another person on the street, right? Calling them dude, bro, and so forth, because, you know, it's gonna diminish the communication because there's a power dynamic at play. In order to effectively manage those things, you have to, you know, figure that out. Figure out, okay, where do they stand, right? How do I treat them? You know, how, you know, do I come across, you know, when I'm speaking with them? Because if you don't, then, you know, it can be almost very disrespectful and, you know, shows a lack, right, of communication skills, of awareness and maturity even. So from that, you have to understand, you know, what's going on and be polite, show courtesy. And, you know, that brings us into, you know, point number 3, and that's body language. Right, you gotta be aware of how you're coming across, right, physically, because so much of the language that's being talked about is simply through your body. It's doing most of the telling for you, and a lot of times you won't even realize it unless you actually videotape yourself, right, as you're speaking to other people. And I don't know about you, but a lot of people hate that. Okay, so we're good. I almost thought someone was trying to pass us, but we're good. And, you know, I, for one, hated, you know, recording myself and playing it back and seeing myself. But, you know, after doing it and forcing myself to do so, I learned, you know, what I was doing wrong. Right, I was leaning forward too much, arching my back at times, straining my forehead, right, whatever little things that I was doing, you know, having restless legs, you name it. But, you know, from that, you know, studying that body language taught me what to do right and what to do wrong. And simply I, you know, took that into account, right, to portray that stronger body language, right, which is what you want to do, because you can prepare probably the greatest speech, right, written by the greatest speech writers in the world, but if you don't know how to deliver that speech physically, then it's not going to be too good. It's not going to make that speech writer look so good. So, you know, for that, study that element, right, that body language, those cues that you're giving off, and from that you will be able to communicate more mindfully and express yourself. So, you know, without further ado, that also brings us to point number 4, and that is, right, to not let the emotions hide, but express yourself, right, like we said before, because you almost want to be, you know, vulnerable in a sense. You want to expose yourself, right, not be afraid to do so, because it comes across as honest, as truthful. Hey, what's up? Thank you, bro. This is because essentially, right, if you're holding those feelings back, right, you feel like you want to cry and you don't cry, or you feel angry and you hold it in, you're essentially lying to everyone now how you feel. And that's not to say, you know, that you should explode and scream at whoever's in front of you, right, and let out that anger right then and there at that person. But there are light ways, right, you can show your disapproval in a nice way, right, make it known, you know, that you disagree with whatever it is that they're saying, right. There's a nice way to do it, and there's a bad way as well. So figuring that out, right, getting in tune with your emotions and, you know, understanding how to express them in the right way, right, showing anger without getting mad, showing happiness without getting too happy, because that can lead, you know, to people thinking you're immature or, you know, ripping you off in a deal and so forth. But, you know, understanding that dynamic. But if you were to hold those feelings completely back, you'd be lying. You'd be a liar, right? Who wants to communicate with somebody that's not showing you their true colors and their true intentions, which is what comes out from their emotions. So, you know, with further ado, we have the 4 ways to communicate more mindfully, and we did a 180 by accident. because we didn't mean to do it, but we did it anyways. So, you know, for you, take those 4 tips into account, practice them, right? Get really good at them, because you know, I do as well. And you know, for you, you will be able to, you know, get your message across mindfully. That's the key, mindfully. Right? Think about that. You know, food for thought for you. Right? How can I communicate, you know, with a mindful intention and purpose and outcome? And you know, for you, with these 4 tips, you'll be able to practice them and get better. So, without further ado, we say thank you and goodbye.